Welcome back once again. As the Egypt-Spain Business Forum kicked off today, with the participation, of course, of His Excellency Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli and the Spanish King Philippe VI, there were lots of mutual agreements signed, and of course investment opportunities unfolded on the table. Very delighted to be joined over the phone by Dr. Nadim Samna, the economic expert. Good afternoon, Mr. Nadim. Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon, Mr. Samna, Dr. Samna.
Yes, yes.
How are you doing? So, talking about the investment forum or the business forum, Egypt-Spain Business Forum that kicked off today with the attendance of Dr. Mustafa Madbouli and Spanish King Philippe VI. Of course, Dr. Mustafa Madbouli talked about that this economic forum is very important, and they discussed several issues. He also, Dr. Madbouli, talked about the economic reform program that Egypt had followed even more than 10 years or 20 years earlier. Immediately after June 30th revolution, there was a strict economic reform program that was taken by Egypt to develop with its economy, and succeeded profoundly in attracting direct investments in different domains, and also that provided suitable environment for the business partnership between Egypt and other countries. Add to that the infrastructural developments that were effected. How do you see that promising and inviting for countries like Spain?
Well, I think it's important here to explain what happened in the economy in Egypt in the past 10-15 years, just to explain to all foreign investors today, to the French, to the Spanish officials, just to explain what happened and what were the first results, and also what are the plans, the future plans. This is also in light of the Egyptian narrative that was disclosed recently. It's important also to highlight the priorities of the Egyptian economy, to point out what are the key areas where Egypt and the Egyptian government want to, let's say, the support of foreign investors, and where could, let's say, Spanish companies and investors can participate in the growth of the Egyptian economy.
Exactly. So, as we can see from what we're seeing right now, the Egypt-Spain Business Forum, the historical visit by the King of Spain here to Egypt, and the many highlights and stops during that 4-day visit that was marked in almost all media outlets. The bilateral relations between Egypt and Spain have escalated to the strategic ones. Now, new horizons are being opened, new promises and new venues are opened between many partnerships on many fields.
For sure, it's important to discuss the elevation of the relationship between Egypt and the European Union to the strategic level. It was followed by bilateral agreements between Egypt and other European countries. We can see politically that Spain and Egypt have like political alignment. So this is, of course, favors economic and commercial partnerships, and it's an ongoing process. And from the European side, it's important to have allies in the region. Spain is a growing economy. They want to expand, and they want to provide market share for their own companies. And Egypt, as geographically in the middle of 3 continents, can provide the commercial routes, can provide also huge markets for the Spanish companies. So all these reasons together make
exactly. So
favorable to tighten the relationship between Spain and Egypt.
Right, Dr. Nadim, also we're talking about two important leading countries like Spain, with history and good economy, strong economy. Egypt and Spain. We're talking about a country like Egypt that is promising and have rich resources in renewable energy and have other resources. Also, it's good in agriculture. The Spanish side also have the agricultural technologies, the irrigation and water fields. They have the expertise in irrigation and water fields. We have we are rich on the industry of medicine. We have taken a leap. I mean, we have different resources. How can we transform all those resources and all those privileges into good partnerships, into good chances of investment, opportunities for the workforce for both countries?
Yeah, you're right in pointing out that Spain developed high level of expertise in key sectors. You mentioned renewable energy, you can mention desalination, you can mention agriculture, of course, and pharma. So all these sectors are also priority sectors for Egypt. This is where the benefits for both countries are aligned. And the idea is to present, let's say, the Egyptian government to present all investment opportunities where they plan, for example, wind and solar farms for renewable energy, where the New Delta, of course, and all the agricultural plots that can be offered to foreign investors and so on. And the idea is to explain also the global context and to try to diffuse all these investment opportunities within the Spanish companies that work in each sector. And probably what will be followed is more do-not roadshow, for example, between Egyptian companies and in Spain to present in Spain all these investment opportunities. And we think, let's say, the officials, the Egyptian officials are kind of used to these roadshows now. They made these roadshows in England and France and in China recently, in India, in many countries. So the process itself is now mastered by Egyptian officials.
Right. While we talk about the partnerships and the trade cooperation between the two countries, of course, we should give credit to the economic reform program that was effected according to the directives of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi more than 20 years back. That we're harvesting all the fruits of this economic reform program. How is the projects how are the projects like the infrastructural projects, like the one-stop shop, like updating or upgrading the investment law and facilitating all the procedures for investors and all that? How is that going to attract foreign investors like Spanish businessmen and people on the business forum, especially that His Excellency the King of Spain have made it so clear that there are so many incentives that are attracting the Spanish investment in Egypt. Talk to us about that.
So all what you mentioned is what you call enablers. Infrastructure, laws, regulations, these are enablers. So they favor investments. So for sure, any let's say Spanish or foreign company, when they come to Egypt, they need to see a good infrastructure to be sure that their production will be able to be distributed to the local market as well as foreign markets, so close to a port or an airport at least. This is important, depends of course on the business model of each company.
Right.
But all these, yeah, and also the legal part is very important because it takes time to really understand regulations and laws in a foreign country. It takes time because it's not just the reading the wording of the law, no, but it also depends on the application of the law. So it takes several years just to understand these circumstances. For example, what was the applicable law and so on. Plus many other factors. I mean, to be successful in attracting foreign investment, it takes many factors.
A final question to you, Dr. Nadim, also talking about the field of tourism, which is one of the fields that are of a great attraction to the Spanish side. The field of tourism, I believe there were a number of memorandums of understanding in many fields were signed in this forum, but especially in the field of tourism, what exactly do you see as opportunities for the Spanish side?
Well, tourism, of course, is a Spanish specialty. I think that Spain attracts more than 90 million tourists per year. So it's one of the heavyweights in tourism, for sure. And they can transmit this know-how, and they can unlock many opportunities in Egypt, whether to build let's say, hospitality chains here in Egypt. They can also cooperate with existing hotel chains through their tour operators and tourism companies. They can expand their reach in terms of area connection. They can also, why not, develop entire areas similar to Ras Al Hikma, similar to this kind of projects that are beneficial for both Egypt and the foreign country. So it's just sky's the limit, and I think that once we establish a strong connection and success stories, it will attract many other Spanish companies to Egypt.
Right. On that note, of course, Dr. Nadim Samna, the economic expert, I'd like to thank you so much talking to us on Nile TV. And as we are also continuing to give you a minute-by-minute coverage over the historical visit that was paid to Egypt by the King of Spain, King Philip VI, and Her Majesty the Queen Letizia. They were both received by His Excellency, the Head of State, President Abdel Fattah Sisi, and Egypt's First Lady, Mrs. Intisar Sisi, at the Ittihadiyya Palace on Wednesday on a 4-day visit. Of course, this is a historical visit. Why? Because the two countries enjoy a strong bond even way before the Palestinian cause. Another important reason is that Spain is the first European country to recognize the Palestinian state we're now having with us over the phone Mr. Ahmed Khattab, the economic expert. Good afternoon, Mr. Ahmed.
Good afternoon to all of you.
How are you doing, sir? Let us talk about the geopolitical place of Egypt, or spot of Egypt on the map. How important is it, facing 3 continents, and also the resources? How rich is